Morning. My name is Pedro Nobre. I come from Porto University in Portugal, and my talk was on the mind, the body, and sexual response. So, I'm a clinical psychologist. I'm a PhD on psychology, and my main research interests are related to sexual dysfunction, sexual problems, and what predicts sexual dysfunction and sexual problems in both men and women. So actually, we, besides doing clinical research and clinical work, we actually also have a sex lab, which means that we have a laboratory that we can use to do research on human sexuality. And what we do exactly is that we invite people to see and to watch erotic material, mostly films, sexual films. And while they're seeing and watching sexual films, we actually ask them a lot of questions regarding cognitions and emotions. So things like, what were your main thoughts during the exposure to this sexual film? So what we do is actually try to assess cognitions and also emotions. What were your emotions during the sexual film? So were you, let's put it this way, did you have more positive emotions? Do you have more negative emotions? Or in terms of thoughts and cognitions, did you have more erotic or sexual cognitions during the exposure to the sexual stimuli? Or did you have more destructive and negative thoughts? So this is one part of what we do. We try to assess cognitions and emotions in the lab during exposure to sexual films. And we also measure genital responses. So we are able actually to compare the cognitions and emotions that people reported to us and actually their own sexual response, their own genital sexual response measured by specific devices. And also we also can assess their subjective arousal. In other words, we have not only ways to assess physiological arousal through the measure that we use to assess genital arousal, but we also have ways to assess subjective arousal, so the level of pleasure, of arousal that people feel during the experiment. So what I presented here was mostly on, first, is there a concordance or a perfect concordance between genital arousal and subjective arousal? In other words, do your erection response in men or your, let's say, lubrication response or vaginal pulse amplitude, which is a marker for genital arousal in women, is this physiological response closely connected or concordant, completely concordant with subjective feelings of arousal and pleasure? That is the first question. And the second question was, what does predict both these sexual dimensions of sexual response? So what predicts subjective arousal, pleasure, and what predicts genital arousal and physiological arousal? So what we found out first was that there's actually a discordance. This is not new. We know from since the 80s that there's mostly, so in women, there's a lot of discordance between genital and subjective arousal. But what I found out is that discordance was also not, in a less extent, also observed in men. So it seems that what happens in our genitals is not exactly compared to what happens in terms of our subjective way or our subjective pleasure. So these are not two completely correlated dimensions. Of course, they're correlated, but they do have, in some extent, they're also uncorrelated. So the next question is, what predicts one and the other? And we are interested in knowing how does the emotions and thoughts that I told you before do predict both things. And what is most interesting is that cognitions and emotions, mostly sexual thoughts and positive emotions, so the positive way, have a very strong impact on subjective arousal in men and women. That's what I would say expectable. But what was interesting was that those cognitions and thoughts and emotions did not actually predict genital arousal. So it seems that there are two different ways, two different paths, one that may have an important impact on sexual arousal, subjective, pleasure, and so forth, and another one that may have an impact on genital arousal. this has to finalize implications for treatment. So it means that, of course, there are medications that help directly changing genital response, but there are also the psychotherapy was directly linked to changing cognitions and emotions. So it's important that for us to think that there's both ways to changing, and that in one way medication will be, of course, helpful to change genital response, but there's the other component which needs to be also changed in order to treatment to be successful. Thank you very much.